Welcome to PowerShell from scratch. Let me introduce myself. My name is Sebastian Zamorano, and today I want to share something that is very special in general when we run some command. The idea of this series of video is help to you in your daily work with simple tips. In this session today, we will see how we can, using the principle of less privilege, run using a service principal and certificate one simple command on Purview. The command that we will use is get labels. The first thing, let me show, is connect using my credentials. My credentials have global admin access that permit me to run any kind of command. To see the possible command that we can run is very simple. Using this prompt in get command Dutch model tmp asterisk pipe ft. You can see here, I will share the comment on the description. We can see all the available comments that I have with my connection. That means if I run something very simple like get label, I will be able to see all my sensitivity labels. But to run this simple command, I need to use my credentials. To connect, I need to use MFA, and all of that take a lot of time. The big deal is how we can simplify that. The first thing is create a script. Here we have a script, call it get my labels, using the string, the connection string, and get label command. And what happened? If I execute this script again, I have a Windows where my credentials are request, MFA is request, and after I add all the steps to login, the information is shown. But the big deal is how can we simplify that? In that order of idea, I created a service principal. Service principal is a Microsoft Entra application that permits to be used to automate some actions. In this case, this is the string connection. I have a certificate thumbprint. That is a certificate that previously I installed on my machine, and then I upload to the Microsoft Entra application. The Microsoft Entra application ID, the organization, this is the on Microsoft tenant. And let's see how you can see that. When you go to Microsoft Entra, under app registration, we can find all the service principal. Previously, I created this one. I will share another video explaining more about the service principal, how you can create service principal using PowerShell. And I will share my GitHub project where you can find several functions to resolve that need and resolve several things. Normally, all the stuff that I am doing are shared in this project, PowerShell Legal Learning Approach. But let's come back here. After we create the service principal, we have the application ID. I uploaded the certificate. To connect, you need to have the certificate installed on the machine, plus added the certificate to the service principal. And under API permissions, we need to have this one, Office 365 Exchange Online. This is not Microsoft Graph. To obtain this one, you need to go to add a permission, go to APIs that my organization use, and filter by Office 365. And there you can find Office 365 Exchange Online. This permission is mandatory if you want to use the connect IPP session. Now, let's see how that works this. First of all, I will disconnect myself from this one. This is very important. I use connect IPP session, but I'm using disconnect extension line. Happens that to connect to extension line or connect to Purview, we have one module that is called extension line management. I disconnect myself, and now let's validate the script. Here we have the script with the string. And now if I execute the get, this will connect. This string will help me to connect, but this is the expected behavior. This service principal doesn't have the right permissions to use the get label commandlet. To resolve this one, something that we can do is here on Microsoft Entra, go to roles and administrators, search for compliance, and we can give to the service principal that is called get labels. We can assign the permission, but this is a go totally in the wrong way when we talk about the principle of less privilege. In that case, let me show here. Here we can see get labels. That is the service principal. But this again is too many permissions for a service principal, and we want to get only the list of labels. What's happened? If you know a little about Purview, on Purview we have a more reduced roles. And here, inclusive, you can filter by information. I am in purview.microsoft.com under settings, and here I can see that they have information protection readers as an example. But what happened? If I go here and I want to select a user, the service principal is not available. It's not available here. But we can assign. And how we can do that? That is through PowerShell. And we will go very quick over all the steps that we need to do to achieve that goal. Let me disconnect first. We will clean, and let's go through all the steps. The first thing that we need to do is set the application ID. Let me set the application ID as a variable. I have the application ID here. Give me a moment. And let me, okay, that is my application ID. Now, I will connect. All the next steps needs to be do it with someone with elevate privilege. I will connect using Microsoft Graph with these specific permissions using my credentials. Now, let's get MG context. You can see here that that is not the user that I want to use. Give me one moment. MG Graph. Okay. Now I will connect again. Always we need to validate with which account we are using because we can have some problems. Now I am using the right account. You can use get the same command that I use just now, this one. This permit me to see that I'm connecting to my Cast Live demos. And let's continue with the rest of the steps. Now, I will create a variable with this command. I'm creating a variable called Microsoft Entra application. I am getting using Microsoft Graph, the service principal using the application ID that I set previously. If we get this one, only the variable, we can see the values. Now, in the same session, in the same console, I need to connect to the Purview service. I am connecting to the Purview service using the same account. And here coming the big deal for this service principal. We will create a new service principal under the Purview service. Get label. I am calling this new service principal with the app ID, with the same app ID from Microsoft Entra, and using the same ID from the Microsoft Entra one. This permits me to create a service principal under Purview that is linked with the Microsoft Entra one, and I am calling this one SP for get label. Here we can see that was created. Now I will create another variable. Give me a moment to copy and paste the comment. Here you can see the comment. And if I review the variable, I can see that SP, the service principal, have all the values for this service principal that was created under Purview and is linked to the Microsoft Entra 1. Now, here coming the big deal. Here, under role groups, I previously created one role group that is called get labels. What I will do here is the next step. I will use this cmdlet to assign to this new, this is the same name, get labels. I am assigning this new service principal to the role group member. And let's see what's happened. Previously, what I did was create a role group here on Purview. I call it this one get labels. And now you can see that the service principal for get label is added to this Purview role. And what happened now? Now I am able to, let me disconnect from my Microsoft Graph. Let me disconnect from Exchange Online. And now, let's see. Here I have my script. And let's run the script. Is connecting using the service principal, this Microsoft Entra application that we created previously. I will share another video to explain step by step how you can create that manually or using PowerShell. And now we are able to, using this service principal, to get the labels. That is the best approach to use a service principal with the principle of less privilege to connect to Purview service and get information. We will discuss more in another session about the Purview roles, how we can test that, how we can create our Purview role group. We can see that I shared in another LinkedIn post a PowerShell script that permit to create those Purview roles. And that is our session today. I hope that you enjoy. If you like it, please subscribe to the channel and give a like. Thanks a lot for your time. Have a good one.